Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the one and only AM show. Happy Tuesday, family. All right, folks, if you are just now tuning in, you guys, today is a special day because not only do we have an incredible guest who's dynamic in his professional career, but he also just happens to be a good friend of mine. He is a creative director. He is a brand manager. He is the architect of events. When I tell you this brother, Christopher Leon, right here, has his hands in so many quality-filled things, and I can't wait to chat with him to pick that brilliant brain of his. So, without further ado, family, stand up to your feet, infuse that enthusiasm, and show your love for our guest today, the one, the only architect, Christopher Leon.
Thank you. What an introduction.
Yeah, you know I love to introduce people. I will introduce you from the mountaintop, honey.
Thank you.
Okay, so you guys, this is, as I just mentioned in the intro, this is my good friend.
Yes.
And I've had the pleasure of really cultivating our friendship over the last couple of weeks because Christopher has brought on so many reputable people.
Yes.
Dr. Wade Menendez yesterday, Christopher's client. Dr. Chanel Smiley the other day, right? A couple of weeks ago, actually. She's a therapist and a CEO. Yeah, that was Christopher Leon's client. And of course, the one and only Eric Keith.
Yes,
Eric Keith,
yep.
Actually, who is the owner and the CEO of The Quintessential Gentleman, a magazine dedicated to Black men. Yes, that was my guy, Christopher's client. You are doing a lot.
I'm trying.
And you're doing it well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank
you. I'm trying to be the best in my field.
Yeah.
Not trying to be better than anybody, but just trying to make my, stand and make my approach and, say it without being arrogant, without being boastful, but also knowing what I'm doing and helping those that need to help and to make them just illuminate, make them be better than what they are. I believe that every person has greatness in them. You just need someone to cultivate it, someone to see that greatness and help push that out.
You better not preach to us on this good old Tuesday morning. I love that. So, Chris, I do admire you. I do. All of the work that you do, you are just the public relations specialist, just really forging relationships between your clients and other constituents. So I want to go back to your foundation, creative directing, brand management, just really being the architect of creating events. When did you realize this was your calling?
I officially made everything official in 2018, but before that, I had been doing some work with my uncle, who I guess saw in me what I didn't see it myself. And he would just have me pull me together and say, hey, listen, I need you to come and work this event with me. And, he was also in PR. And he was also vice president. He was also in events. So many different churches, many different organizations will call him to bring him in and specialize in banquets. Bishop David Bernard Gates, for those of you that don't know.
Yes,
but yes, he would pull me in and he would like, listen, I need you to work this event. Or his favorite saying was just call Chris. If you need something done, if you need to make it, just call Chris. Just get Chris on the phone, have him come down here. And from that, I started working these events, started to get more involved in it, starting to love the passion of making the aesthetics of events better, or just, bringing the project to life and make it in a moment, maybe make it an experience for people. So I started doing that. 2018, he said, nephew, this is what you're going to do. And I believe that you have the capacity and power. He started to put me in places with people and connect me with people, different events, and started to coordinate. I started doing weddings. I started to do a little bit of different type of events and parties, and then I got into the corporate sector, which I didn't know that I had the experience of being. So I started working with different projects like Target, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Amazon, Google, and things like that, doing build-ups, and I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with being in the background, but making sure the aesthetics of the event was an experience. I wanted to make sure that when people came to your event, when they came to your event, wedding, whatever it was, that they left with the mindset like, dang, did I really just go to this type of event? Like, how can I get him or book him? Or how can I make my event is just as better or exciting as this? So yes, that's what I did. So I started to do these things and got connected with so many foundations and corporations, and it just took off from that. Unfortunately, I lost my uncle during the pandemic, which was like really disheartening for me. But what I did, I said, I was going to make sure that his legacy and his dream and what he saw in me, that I was going to execute it and make sure that I was able to do this to the best of my ability. So.
You're not going to do this to me today. I have moments where I can get sensitive. This is one of the reasons why I love you, because you are so quality filled. Chris, you are so dedicated to what you're doing. You mean it.
Yes.
Presentation is everything. You're so right. People see you before they hear you. Of course, and if you want them to experience you, then you got to give them a good presentation. And you are such a stickler for that, and it shows in every single thing that you do. Okay, so let's peel this onion a little further. Oh my God, he's so good. That's why I love him. Let's peel this onion a little further back. Okay. Now, Chris, you mentioned some high end, and you just said it all humbly. I'm not going to be humble for you. I told you. You just said it in such a humble regard. Target and Google and Amazon. No, really just dissect some of your experiences working with reputable brands like Chick-fil-A. What did you do? What was going on? How did that pivot and turn out? I want to know.
So working with the quintessential gentleman, one of my good friends, Eric Keith, I had the opportunity to do a lot of build-up. So of course with this magazine brand, they're getting a lot of promotion. There are a lot of people, they want to get their word out there and their build-ups. So they're pulling people and they're pulling things, to let their products be known. So sometimes when we're introducing this new products, it's hard to get it to a community. But when you have stuff like the quintessential gentleman, where it has thousands of black men and black and brown men of color who are looking to find out what's the good skincare, where can I go and get, hair products, where can I connect myself and get some things that are just specifically made for that specific culture. You have Google who's like, listen, we have this product, how could you guys connect and build this out? How can we get some of our products out to you? So you bring in somebody like myself, the event architect, and let's do a build up. Let's build an activation booth where they can actually come and see some of the products, test some of the products out. Now you have these people coming to your event, testing these products out, but they're looking at the aesthetics. So when they're coming there, they're coming for an experience, but they're also looking at the buildup of it. So we're doing the buildup, we have the clientele, we're giving out free samples, which is going to make them eager to like, listen, I need to go buy this product. Where can I get it? When is it coming out? Especially if it's a promotional product. We've already sold them. So you have 100 people coming to this event already sold on a product that hasn't even hit market yet.
Wow.
So those are our builders. When we're working with Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A is a reputable company that helps in a lot of the foundational pieces. They are everything about mental health. They are about just building up hope for young people. So a lot of the mentorships programs that I work with the foundation, we had Chick-fil-A come in and give food out, and they will come get food for the 300s to the 400 students. They didn't even care how many it was. They just wanted to make sure that they were out there and letting the students know that we have scholarship opportunities, we have jobs during the summer, we have things. So how could you connect us, Chris, with the community? Listen, everyone loves Chick-fil-A. They love a good chicken sandwich. They love a good fry.
You better come
So I said, listen, let's bring some of your products out. Let's set up some, and let's give it out to the community. Let's let them know that, it's not overpriced. It's not, something that's unreachable. But listen, Chick-fil-A cares just as much as any other reputable foundation. So we started working with Chick-fil-A, and I have a contract now with Chick-fil-A. Any type of build-ups that I do, pick up the phone, give them a call, and they are willing to work and help. And it's always whatever you need, Chris. Let us know how many you got, and let's make this happen. So I really thank God for those type of connections. But again, it's your presentation, how you walk in the room, how you look, your aesthetics, because people, sometimes they look on the outward appearance.
They do.
We are taught to, look at a person's heart, but some people look on the outward appearance. What are you presenting? What are you putting on the table that I want to give my company or my corporation, access to you and what you're doing? And I've been afforded to not just have the aesthetics of the look, but also know how to sit at a table and conversate with those people in higher ranks. Get them to believe in and to buy into the product that I'm trying to sell or the build up that I'm trying to give into the community. So I've been afforded a lot of opportunities in that area career. So thank God for Quintessential Gentlemen, Keep Smiling Foundation, Dr. Wade Menendez, for the opportunities to present these type of build-ups and projects, and that keeps me in the working mode. And then it goes from there. You know, people see what I'm doing and listen, let me get your card. Let's see how we can work. Let's see how we can do something.
Oh my God, I could listen to you all day. And Chris, that's a lot coming from me, because you know I'm a personality, and I can't listen to everybody all day. I could listen to you and learn from you all day. You are the PR specialist, architect, all of the things, curating spaces where organizations can gain more visibility while still catering to your clientele, ensuring that they're reaching different demographics and new creative, modern ways. I love that.
We're a visual state. We are a visual state. People see before they hear.
They do.
You know, so when you're presenting stuff to people, just like social media, people see, we glamour off of what we see. We don't even know the story of how a person got to where they are, or what the trials and things that they had to put up with. We just see the glamour, and we glitz off the glamour, and we high off the glamour. But sometimes if we sit down and really listen to a person's story, the things, the hardships that they had to go through to get where they're at, you'll be surprised. Like, you know, you just didn't do this overnight, but you had to go through some things. And I've definitely experienced that. There are literally trials, there are literally tribulations, there are literally things that I had to go through. There were opportunities that wasn't afforded, that I knew I was qualified for. And because of whatever the reason was, I didn't get the opportunity, but I didn't let that stop me. I kept pushing. And what I can't do for myself, I try to make it happen for somebody else. At the end of the day.
So. Ooh, I love that. Okay, so I want to ask you, why do you think it's important to work for yourself?
Why is it important to work for yourself? Because I believe that life sometimes has limitations that are not set by the majority, but are set by people that are in power. So sometimes you can have the skill set, you could have the quality, you can have the look. But if a person feels that you're overriding them, or a person feels that what you're doing could push them out the way or make them a seniority, they're not going to give you that opportunity. You know, we're not living in an age where people just understand just opening up a door. Another hand helps another hand. You know, even if you are now the advisor, even if you are now put in a position of seniority, you can still teach me, you can still mold me. But we're not living in a day where people are trying to mold other people. Everybody wants to get their hand in the plow, and everybody wants to keep their position. Nobody wants to lose it. So we have people in positions or in spaces for 50, 30, 60 years and never train or mold up the next generation. So I had somebody do that. I had a Bishop Gates. I had a Joyce Seta Pierce who molded me, who did these projects and said, you know what? I'm not going to be doing this for the rest of my life, but I see in you what I had in me, so I want to build that in you. So I got to move some of that other stuff out of your life to make sure that you're focused and make sure that you see him, because at that time, you know, they didn't have somebody that saw the promise and kept them focused on the promise. But I had those toolets that said, you know, so when I got a little shaky, when I wanted to give up, or when the opportunities wasn't there for me, and I'm like, well, maybe this not for me, they's like, nah, you got to keep going. You got to keep pushing, because another young person is counting on you.
That's right.
The next person your child, your seed is counting on you. So when you have that child and you want to mold it, you'll know how to mold them, because somebody was able to mold you and able to keep you on the straight and narrow.
Oh my goodness, Chris, when did you realize you were a visionary? Because not only, my guy, are you a visionary, you are an executionist. You execute as well. See, Chris, everybody that sees it can execute it. And everybody who executes it doesn't necessarily mean that he or she caught the vision. They're following a directive. You, my friend, have been gifted to be able to have both of those gifts. So when did you realize, like, I'm not trying to brag, but I do need a healthy awareness that I got this thing? When was that?
I would have to say that has happened within the last 2 years, and with the help.
That's recent.
Yes, because going through a lot and having a lot of challenges and being in a space where PRing and event planning, where there's so much competition, there's so many people trying to do the things you do. So sometimes you find yourself either feeling inadequate, or even when you feel like you have your highs and then you have those seasonal moments where you have your lows, it's kind of hard to balance. But for the last couple of years, with the help of therapy, with the help, of course, with God, and my church, and my pastor, just instilling us in the word and keeping like you got to keep pressing, that there's more. Don't let your insecurity, my pastor just preached that this Sunday, don't let your insecurities count you out. There's insecurity. Don't let that stop you from what you're going to do. You can overcome that insecurity. You know, so with my faith, with my mom and my sister, who are like my biggest fans, and they're just whatever, anything architect, whatever I need to do, wherever I need them to be, they'll always show up and support me. And then I have a very good friend core. I believe in friendship. But my friends are very, very important to me. So I take friendship very seriously. But they instill in me, like, every opportunity, every event, like, man, you're doing this. Even though you don't want to see, but you're doing this, and we believe, and we need you to keep going because it's inspiring us. So the inspiration for the last couple of years with therapy and just building more self-confidence and self-awareness that I am a visionary, that I do see things that other people don't see.
It's true.
And then I'm able to execute it. And sometimes it might come off a little like stern, but at the end of the day, the project is
done well.
And done well.
And done well. And done, as my father, Bishop Harlan, said, we don't care if it's done, honey. Did you do it right?
Right.
And it's done well. And you do so many things well. I want to touch on something right before we go to this commercial break. Oh, God, we're going to talk about so many other things. But I love that you said that you cannot allow fear to almost like paralyze you. And God, Chris, you're so right, because so many people do just look at your outcome. They look at 10. They don't look at what happened to you between 2 through 9. It's like, girl, if you only knew. Oh, if you only knew how much I prayed, how much I cried, how much we prepped, how much we waited for this thing, and then how hard it was when we got it, and how much we had to fight to sustain it in order for that thing to thrive, then people would formulate a different perspective in regards to our 10. It's so true. Oh my God. We're going to get into what a day in your life looks like. We're going to get into, because you are busy. I'm like, Chris, if you don't answer this phone, text me back. We're going to get into what a day in your life looks like, what self-care looks like, the importance of event management, like the twos and the pillars that each event, whether it's a wedding or graduation, what that needs to stand on, all of the things. Y'all, if I were you, I'd grab me a snack, come right back, because your face needs to be in a place, right? So you can get a little taste of this goodness that's happening in this place, y'all. We're going to head on over to a quick commercial break, but don't you go anywhere. Hold on to your seats, because we have so much more with Mr. Christopher Leon, aka the architect himself, right after these messages. Keep it locked, everybody. Y'all know it's the AM show. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, soak it in, take it in, inhale, y'all. That is our special guest for this morning, Mr. Christopher Leon. An event planner is just one of the many. Thank you. Yes. Welcome, my brother, on back. Welcome back to the show. Event planning is just one of the many, many things that you do and do well. If you guys are just now tuning in, my brother Chris here, he's not only an event planner, but I like to call him the architect. I love that. The creative architect. He's a brand manager. He's a creative director. It's the PR specialist, and so much more. So we were just chatting about all of those things right before the break. But Chris, because you are so busy, I want to ask you, what does a business day, right, look like for you? A regular Tuesday, and it's packed. Really take us into that.
Well, I try to pride myself on my schedule and keeping to my schedule and time management. So, of course, I'm up to be ready to speak to any of my clients at 6 a.m. because that's the time that they get up. One client and specifically, but it's very important to her to manage her schedule at that time. So I try to make sure that my time is available. And then I'm at the point where my clients are like, listen, if what we do is so important, we got to have prayer. Let's have prayer. Can you give me a motivational word and prayer in the morning at 6 a.m. So we could be doing that at 6 a.m. starting right. And that's inspirational. Getting that done to map out what our day is going to look like. So we're getting up around 8. I'm getting myself together to either I have interns that work under me. So
I know that.
Yes, I have 2 interns that work under me right now who I'm molding in this field of, the mental health field and understanding the aesthetics of event planning and orchestrating and what we do as far as the foundation. 2 wonderful young ladies who work with me. So I'm getting in their schedule again, making sure that they have what they need for the day. And then we're trying to get out the house, whether we're getting tea. I don't do coffee, so we're getting some tea.
I see. Okay.
To just get me in some high energy. And then my neighbors are probably like, I know what time he's going to blast his music. So I got the music going because I have to get myself in the mindset that today is going to be a good day. Today is going to be a positive day. Today is going to be a strong day. No matter what comes, that I can still have that walking out this door, that I believe that, opportunities are going to hit me. I'm going to meet somebody that I've never met before, and I need to be prepared. So my mindset has to be prepared. My heart has to be prepared for whatever's going on. So I'm walking out the door. I'm speaking to my mom. My mom calls 3 times a day.
I love it. So does mine.
She calls 3 times a day to check up on and make sure, how's your day going? What are you going to do today? This and the third. So if I miss one of the calls, we got a problem.
Yeah.
Something is wrong, So I'm making sure that I talk to my mom, and throughout the day, I'm talking to the clients to make sure that they're on, and I'm just not talking to them about work, but really just motivational. What's going on today? How are you doing? What do we need to tackle today? What is it looking like today? How are you feeling today? And that's how I deal with, my client Chanel and Eric, and so what's happening in your mindset? What do you need from me today? Or what do you need me? If you need me, just listen and just vent. Let me know what you need today to make your day better and to make whatever project we're getting ready to attack to accomplish what it needs to be. So that's my day. Then we're getting to work. So I maybe have a 30-minute drive to work. I'm getting in the office, and then I'm doing the same thing. I'm putting the music on, so everybody that comes in the office have the same momentum. I'm making sure everyone's good, and good morning to everybody. And then I'm starting on our projects. So whatever projects, we're already on our 2025 calendar. We have to do some, we have to at least have like 30 events that we have to do. So we're already attacking those events. We're meeting with clients. I'm on the phone. I have my interns working to figure out how we can get more sponsorships, to how we can get more grants, how we can get more people to buy into what we're doing. So we're working every day. And then we have our down times where, Friday, sometimes we're in the office and we're not in the office. If we're not out, we're sitting at a table. Let's go meet and let's go chat. Let's debrief and find out, how this week went for us,
Wow.
So I definitely in a work mode, but I try to make sure that it's not a task work mode, that you don't have the opportunity to vent and to just get out, because sometimes that's what the day should be. That's what, sometimes you just need to just get it. Today I don't need to talk about work. I just need you to hear what trials or what things I'm going through that I just need to release. So I'm all things to my client, which is how I got the name The Event Architect. Just putting in the whole scope of what I do and what I can be for that person and that client at that time.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm your new client. I am your new, because Chris, that is so true. People don't know that you perform better when you feel better.
Yes.
They don't know that. It's okay, you want a good performance, honey, then all of that matter. Did you pray this morning? Did you get your coffee or your tea? All right, did you put on your favorite music? Wait a minute, is her outfit ready? Like all of the, got these, people don't know that, Chris. They don't know that affects your performance. So I love that you are almost like this hub of insight, this hub of creativity, this hub of like therapeutic venting sessions for your clients. Now, Chris, I want to ask you a few more questions. I'm going to squeeze all of the gold out of you that I can in this next 10 minutes. For those who are unaware, they don't know, we've been chatting about being a PR specialist. What is public relations? How would you best define public relations in your experience?
I would say what you said before, execution.
Making
sure that whatever the client or making sure whatever the person needs, that is executed to the best of ability. So my job is to make sure that I have all of your aesthetics done and done properly, that when you get there, that it's flawless. My job is to take your anxiety, your worry, your stress away, that even if you are coming to an event like this or coming to a show like this and you're not a public speaker, but I want to make you believe enough that you're able to get on there, perform, execute properly and with a breeze. So that's what I believe, that you're making sure that person or making sure that event is done to everything. Everything is done. You have dotted every I, you have crossed every T. everything may not be perfect,
Yeah.
but at least we have aligned it out to the portion that we saw the vision, we had a dream, and now we're executing it
That's
properly.
right. That's so right. Oh my God, that's so good. And speaking of events, tell our AM family about some of the different events that you do.
Okay, so we right now, I'm with the Smile Foundation, which is a big organization for mental health awareness. We do a gala every year during Mental Health Month in May. This year, we were able to host a gala for 300 persons, and we're jumping that number. And this is the type of momentum that I believe in my clients. Like, we did 300, we need to be doing 500 this year.
Yes.
And we can do that. All we got to do is make sure that what our vision that we set out, our goals that we set out, that we obtain. And we may not get to every last one of them, but majority of them we need to do and be able to obtain and get to the goal that we're going. So we have the mental health gala that we're doing this year. We also have our wellness summit that we're planning for college students and high school students. So we want to bring them together and understand and take the stigma of mental health away, that people can come and get help, seek help, and sometimes they just need that person to talk to. So we're working on that, and we're working with Google, we're working with Amazon, and we're working with Target to try to partner with our mental health and wellness summit this year. And we have a fan favorite with our quintessential gentleman. We're executing some big projects for Black men this year. So we want to get Black men in the room, and we want to talk about Black men just needing love, just needing to be heard. So we have a million project, a circle, but we want it to be more than a circle. We want it to be a conference where I believe we don't have that space for our brothers to just come and say, the women's have sometimes, even though Essence could be for everyone, but they can go to Essence and they can get these activations. But we want to build up some activations for men of color. So we're doing that. And then also I'm still doing, my weddings. I'm still having our parties and things of that nature, which those things excite me. I love doing the corporate stuff, but those things excite me for the bride to come in and see the unveiling of the room and see what it looks like, the reception, things that we've talked about that I don't let them see until the day of. And they're coming in and they're like, oh my God, this is beautiful. So those events like that. So we're working this year. I'm going in 2025. Even going out of in December, we have some corporate holiday parties that we're incorporating with that I've partnered with Google and Target and things of that nature. So it's really, 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 really good. And I'm super excited about the things that I'm going to obtain. And then the new opportunities that I'm going to get in 2025.
Yeah. Oh my God. Snap, snap, snap. All right. So, oh God, you're so good. So, yeah. So, Chris, you mentioned that you partner with Google and Amazon and Target. Just give me a little, because I got Chick-fil-A. I got those waffle fries. I know what you mean. Give me a little insight in terms of what that partnership looks like when it comes to your clients and events.
So the partnership, reaching out to them, getting aesthetics, getting to the hiree, and making them understand that we have the event, and we need sponsorship. We need something aesthetic-wise to draw our clients in that they may know. So when we're dealing with the college students, we know right now we have our TikToks, many of our college students go to Target to get their essentials for the schools, either for the dorm room. So why not, let's build up an activation booth for Target that for those college students that will be coming in this semester, parents, let's see if we can set up some things and let them know what they need for the dorm rooms. Our colleges always send out what the kids should and should not have, and sometimes our parents don't know where to go and what to get there or have an affordable thing. So let's partner with Target. Let's build up a dorm list that we get to our students and letting the parents know, hey, you can come right here to our establishment. You can get blankets, you can get this, you can get this. The stuff that the school is asking for, you can get right here for a discounted price. But let's get an activation booth. So let's sample some of this stuff. Let's let our parents come and let the students come. Let's sample some of the stuff, the lotions and things of that nature that you're going to need for your college semester year that you can go. So that's the kind of activation booths that we set up. They buy into the project. We set up an activation booth, and we have 100 students and parents who are buying into it, and now they're at Target. Now they're spreading it. So if they have 3 or 4 kids, they already know where they're going for their semesters for their children to go. They're going right to the local Target. They're getting their pillowcases. They're getting their sheets for the bed. They're getting their essentials for their bathrooms and things of that nature. And most of the time, these students stay with the stuff out there. So if they're using a product in Target, they'll stick to that into their adult year because they know it. They know it well enough that I use these things. So those are some of our buildups that we do as far as when it comes down to Target. And then Google always has a motivational thing or a watch or something that's coming out that they're trying to get our young persons to buy into. So how do we do
Visibility.
this? Let's set up an activation booth. Let's let them come try it out. Once they try it out, now they're looking like, okay, let's get the new iPad. Like Google has this item I want to an event. I saw it. I tested it out. I loved it. I'm going to buy into it.
Right.
I'm going to use it.
Yeah, and that's the start of the relationship.
Yes.
That's the continual of the relationship.
Because once they see that their people are coming, once they see that people are buying it, and once they see the excitement and that activation booth is actually working out, you have a collaboration right there.
Yeah, it's so true. And speaking of collaborations, I'm curious because I have my first master's in PR, so I love it. I want to know, how do you pitch yourself to these organizations? And two-part question, how do you pitch yourself to other clients, to new clients?
New clients, I actually be the best that I can be on an event. So I'm making myself visible as talking. And then I find little things that I know that the client can bring out. So I'm looking at things and I'm saying things, how are you? Or I'm asking the hard questions. How did we get to this point? How did we get to this place for what we're doing in our aesthetics? So I'm asking them, what do you need, or how could this make you better in what you're doing? So a lot of times the clients are hearing me talking and they're asking, and I go, listen, well, what do you do?
Right.
Oh, I'm an event architect, I'm an event planner, I'm a coordinator, I do this, Well, listen, we need to talk because I didn't even think about it in that way.
Right.
Now you're presenting something to me that's way better, or that's, an opportunity. Let's sit down and talk. Let's see what we can do. Let me hear your pitch and let me hear. So by that pitch, I'm already mastering a plan.
Yeah.
I'm setting out goals, and I'm sending it to them in a full doc email, stuff like that. So when they're looking at, and then we finally talk on the phone, they've already read the email.
Yeah.
They already brought into the email.
Yeah.
How can we make this come to life?
Yeah,
I like
so
what you're
true.
doing. How can we make this come to life?
Oh my God, I love that. And that goes into your other title, being a creative director.
Yes.
I mean, like I said, I could talk to you all day. I have about 2 more minutes. But just briefly, for those folks who don't know, Chris, tell them what a creative director is.
A creative director is seeing that the potential in a person. So I've had the opportunity to be a creative director for one of life coaches, Dr. Purvis Taylor, who is a phenomenal life coach, celebrity life coach. And when me and Dr. Purvis started working together, it was just like, I have all the skills, I have all the degrees, I have everything like that, but I need something to bring what I have to life.
Yeah.
So it's talking about his second book that came out, which is phenomenal, Healing. And I said, we need to make this book come to life.
Yeah.
But the people need to see you.
Yeah.
They need to see you on the cover.
They
need to see what healing looks like.
Yeah.
They need to see the person that talking to, not only having the aesthetics of being a black man, but also having aesthetics and the looks of it. Let's make this look. So your appearance, what we're looking at from head to toe. Let's give them the shoe. Let's give them the look. Let's give them the shirt. Let's give them the tie.
Yeah.
Let's give them something that's going to, let's get a photo shoot going. And let's make this photo shoot come together and bring to life what's already in you. Once we do that, let's attach that to the cover of your book. And let's put the name on, let's get the artwork. There's a lot of components that go into creative directing. It's just not doing one thing, but you have your graphic designer, you have your stylist, you have your photographer. All these things bring to life what the person is trying to say in their book, but
so
you can't
true.
articulate in just the look. And
It's
like
so
you said, we're
true.
looking at in a visual state.
Oh my God, it's so true. Wow. I want you to know that I believe in you.
Thank you.
Not that you need me to, but I'm just saying that for the record because it's truth. I believe in everything that you are doing. I am super proud of everything that you are doing. And I just want you, just for the next 10, 15 seconds, if you can give a piece of advice, an encouraging word to someone who wants to get into your field.
I would say this, you can obtain any dream that you want to. You have to have the right people around you. You have to have the right momentum. And like I say all the time, you got to believe in yourself when no one else believes in you. You have to make sure that what you're obtaining and what you want to do, that you believe that you are the greatest in that field and in that work sector. If you don't believe it, no one else will believe it. I just want you to be able to grab a hold to the dream, grab a hold to the vision, and just execute it. Execute it on your good days, execute it on your bad days, execute it when you're sad, execute it when you feel like giving up. Your execution at the end of the day will get you results, and you'll look back on it and see the growth that you have.
Christopher Leon, everybody! Be sure sure to follow Christopher on his social media. You guys give them the handle so they can follow you.
You can follow me at The Event Architect or Christopher Leon. And you can see all the things that I'm doing and will be doing for 2025. Thank you so much.
It's fantastic. You're a speaker, preacher, empowerment coach, life coach. You are a fashion designer, all of the things. So many gifts. Thank you so much for being here with me. All right, y'all, fantastic. We're going to head on over to a quick commercial break, but don't you go anywhere because we have a little bit more of the AM show when we return. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.